finally found you! Big Pawn, your companions need you right now! We'll help you in battle. Let's go and support them.
No, I can't help you. When the looters came, I tried to wield my sword, but I immediately realized I was so scared that I couldn't even swing it. I'll only end up being more trouble for everyone. What use is someone with trembling hands on the battlefield?
So you don't want to save your friends? You just want to hide here forever and let them die alone?
Well,
Big Pawn, I understand what you're going through. You're afraid of getting hurt, afraid of the enemy's attacks, but what you're actually most afraid of is your own strength. You haven't learned how to properly control your strength yet. Every time you do something, you deal devastating damage to others. That's why you're afraid that you'll eventually turn into a thrall or a monster if you keep using this power. That is what's bothering you deep down inside, right?
yes, that's right. When I first trained my swordsmanship, I never imagined that my sword could cut down an enemy so easily, taking a life. Every time I fight, I'd always end up leaving a trail of bloodshed in my wake. I began to fear the sword in my hands, and I was also scared of the exhilaration I began to feel when fighting. I had a feeling that the sword would eventually turn me into a monster that only knows fighting. You two are right. I can't just leave my friends. But please, tell me, how can I get rid of this fear? I want the courage to keep fighting.
There's no need to get rid of this fear. You only need to keep this feeling in your heart and continue fighting.
Huh? But doesn't that...
Even though you're afraid of your own strength, you still want to use it to protect your friends. The fact that you're thinking that way proves that you already have courage. Even if your fear persists after you draw your sword, it's a reminder of how you must coexist with your own strength. You cannot let a desire for destruction take over. And I think that's something that many a swordmaster fail to do. There's nothing shameful about fearing battle. Rather, it's the proof that you've become a powerful swordmaster. Let your fear guide you to your future. I've experienced the same worries. Trust me.
So you mean fear is part of being a swordmaster?
By the way, those looters you were fighting didn't take proper anti-corruption measures and have already been corrupted into ethereals. Would you feel better fighting ethereals rather than people?
Huh? Why didn't you say so? Then let's go help my friends.
Finally got him to move. It's not easy to convince someone with nothing but words. Luckily, we're dealing with ethereals instead of humans this time.
Xiaoguang, I have a question. Why did you insist on dragging him back to the battlefield? What does he have to do with that ethereal that doesn't move?
When I saw Avaris standing there, I suddenly remembered what Dad told my brother and me when we were little. A story of ancient swordmasters who were heroes. In the early days of Eridu, many mercenary brigades were deployed to explore new territory and eliminate roaming looters. Their work contributed greatly to the city's establishment. Once, a mercenary brigade clashed with a band of looters, and one of the looters unexpectedly turned into a large ethereal, putting the mercenaries in a tough situation. At this critical moment, a new mercenary recruit stood up and drew his sword to fight. He defeated the ethereal on his own, and captured the remaining looters, achieving a great victory. After that, the sword-wielding mercenary grew braver and braver, and went on to become a renowned swordmaster in Eridu. And that's the story of none other than Big Pawn of the Melt Iron Mercenaries, the one who beheaded Avaris and instantly became famous.
The early days of Eridu? That's a long time ago. You're saying Big Pan is actually someone from ancient history? How could that be? And what's happening now, it's just like in the story.
We might have to wait until we return to the temple and ask Shifu to fully understand the truth. After thinking back on that story, I've realized that we have to guide the situation now to the same outcome as in the story. Anyway, let's help him defeat that Avaris now. If I'm not mistaken, that should be our next target. Come on, let's face that big
Honestly, I'm shaking like a leaf. But this time, I'm not backing down. My fear points where my blade should strike, and my sword follows where my heart leads. I, Big Pan, the Melt Iron Merc, am a swordsman who's sworn to protect my comrades. Poor souls twisted into ethereals. Forgive me for what I have to do.
The sword follows my will and wins power in the heavens! It's getting stronger! With the heavens! Frost glistens! The Qingming Sword rends the heavens! This is necessary for victory!
Watch closely. This is the real deal.
I'll be fine! Using art! A measure of steel slices the world through! With the heavens! Shunguang and Summit, breaking all illusions!
We've got Batty's way out.
Myriad Frost. Frost Scorpions! Radiant Cloud!
Don't push yourself. I call this move Funny Slash Combo. Hurry, done!
I see that. Without a trace.
Does your body feel lighter now?
How do I describe it? It's like there's an energy surging inside.
Very good. With this, the sword you have retrieved has become sword will for you to use. Continue the trial until the Qingming Sword opens the next gate for you.
Shifu.
I know what you wish to ask. After this experience, you have a better understanding of the essence of this realm now, yes?
Shifu, you mentioned before that no one could enter or leave this realm besides us. So those who appear here aren't real people, but rather echoes of those who once existed, right? I once encountered beings born from miasma called drowned ideals that are somewhat similar to the people here, yet different. The people here don't have what you'd call a true form.
And the owner of the sword we retrieved, Big Pon of the Melt Iron Mercenaries? I've read about him in a Swordmaster novel. He's a famed swordmaster of the city founding era. So in other words, there's no way he could still be alive. But why would he appear here in the form of our senior from real life? And both he and the others, it's like they're reenacting the entirety of that famous battle.
It's simple. He and I are simply vessels. Puppets created by the sword with miasma and hollow matter after accessing the owner's memories. Naturally, it would choose forms that the owner is familiar with. In essence, we are each just a sliver of a swordmaster's consciousness, recorded by the Qingming Sword throughout its long history. This might be weird to say, but you're merely talking to slivers of personified memory. The Qingming Sword has responded to your wishes, choosing the memories of a few famed swordmasters to shape into human form. Your task is to participate in and witness the moments where they overcame their limits. When they show you how their swords shine, their sword will fortify your power, pulling you closer to the Qingming Sword. That is the trial, and the opportunity that the realm of swords has given you.
I see. Well, that makes our plan of action clear.
So, does that mean you're also a piece of a swordmaster's memory, Shifu?
It's a bit difficult to explain. You may simply think of me as your guide. Now, more importantly, a visitor arrived while you were away.
Might you also be lost travelers?
Huh? You're Senior Ye?
Shiyuan? Brother, what are you doing here?
Senior? Brother? I'm sorry, but I think you must have mistaken me for someone else.
Shunguang? His appearance and attire still haven't changed from his senior disciple days at Yunque Summit. I think he must be just like Shifu and Big Pan, a famous swordmaster wearing Senior Ye's appearance.
Yeah, I think so too. I was just so surprised to see him just now that my mind blanked. Maybe he corresponds to one of the two remaining swords we need to find. Either way, let's ask him what's going on first. Sorry, we mistook you for someone we knew. Have you been traveling alone? Oh, and how should we refer to you?
It's a bit embarrassing, but I've forgotten my real name and identity. By the time I came to, I was already lost amidst the mountains in this realm. Thankfully, I ran into this Shifu and you two. Please, just call me Peregrine. If possible, would you allow me to lodge here for a while? Though my memories are hazy, I remember that I came here in search of something.
Peregrine. I've heard that name before in the stories Mom used to tell me and Shiyuan. We were right!
What are you two mumbling about? In any case, this place has not been maintained for a long time and isn't the most comfortable place to rest. So long as you don't mind, you may stay.
You have my gratitude. I can tell you three have more to discuss, so I won't disturb you any further. I shall take my leave and look around a bit.
Well then, since you found the first sword, it's time I tell you about the remaining two. However, I imagine you've already guessed. The remaining two areas each hide an extraordinary sword.
The remaining 2 areas? But apart from the one we just went to, isn't there only one other area?
Do you recall the incomplete statue I pointed out to you in the main hall?
Yep. I kept having this sense of deja vu. Like I had seen that statue somewhere before.
Is that so? That's not surprising. In any case, both the final area and the monster that gave you trouble before are hidden behind that statue.
Behind the statue. So you mean, if we can break it, we can get to the third area?
It is not something that can be broken with brute force. Ye Shunguang, an ethereal that can temporarily steal your senses, will certainly continue to cause you trouble. While exploring, you should contemplate how to gain passage from the statue. As someone who was recognized by the Qingming Sword, I'm sure you will succeed. Moving on, the Qingming Sword has sensed your growth. The seal for the second area is likely to lift soon. It's getting late. Let's rest up and reconvene tomorrow.
Turn. Fight's over for now. Since we've got some time, let's go ask Shifu about that sword array. Here is Frost. Frost glistens!
You're now connected without 1 second place. If you spot an ethereal, forward. I call this move Bunny Splash Combo.
Perish now! The sword follows my will and wins Howl in the Heavens! Judgment! Split the heavens! Judgment!
Down two for a track to spot an ethereal. Shout for help!
A measure of steel slices the world through! Frost glistens! Frost glistens! Blazing arc! The sword follows my will and wins howl in the heavens! Frost glistens! Split the heavens! The Qingming Sword rends the heavens!
We meet again. Did you rest well?
Yeah, it's much more quiet here compared to New Eridu. It's really nice to relax. So, Mr. Peregrine, are you looking through the books here?
That's right. Though the study is covered in dust, there's a couple of ancient texts about swords. As I have nothing to do at the moment, I thought I might as well look through them. Perhaps they'll help jog my memory. So, are you two heading out today?
There's an area here that was just unsealed, so we're heading over to explore it.
I see. Truth be told, today I also plan to head to the area you previously explored. Earlier, I recalled what I was looking for. It was my sword that I've lost, though I know not where. If my lost sword is not there, I'll head to the area you're planning to explore today. If you require my help, please, just say the word.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Peregrine.
I hope you remember who I am next time. Well then, good luck to all of us today.
good enough. You should have trained harder. Again!
That voice. And that tiny frame. It's definitely Senior Fufu, right? But why does she look so intense today?
Let's hurry and see what's going on. Watch out, Belle!
Who are you people? And why are you following me?
She looks exactly like Senior Fufu, but way more fierce. Definitely not someone you'd want to mess with.
Staying silent? You're looking down on me. Enough talk then! That you trespassed here shows your ill intent. Draw your sword!
Wait, we're sorry. We didn't come here with ill intentions, and we swear we're not bad people. We just saw you fighting here and wanted to talk.
Very well. I feel no malice from you. This is a secret Tiger Thyran training area. How did you two get in?
Isn't this the Qingming realm? What's with this Tiger Thyran training area? Looks like we've been pulled into her story. Guess we'll just have to play along for now. We meant no offense. We're an investigator and a proxy who stumbled upon this place by accident, and we're currently trying to find a way out. There's a lot of ethereals around, so mind if we tag along? Safety in numbers, right?
You're lost? Simply turn back the way you came and keep walking along the path. Even if you can't get out, you will likely run into my kin. They can guide you. I still have important matters to attend to. I've no time to play tour guide and bodyguard for you. If you run into other Tiger Thyrans, tell them that Grim Tiger has given the order to escort you out. Well then, farewell.
Grim Tiger?
What? You've heard that name before. It isn't my real name, simply a title I use to keep evildoers in check. You are no evildoer, so there's no need to fear me. I must be going. Don't delay me any further.
Junior, I've heard the name Grim Tiger from Senior Fufu when we sparred before. According to her, Grim Tiger was a famous, powerful Tiger Thyran who was active decades ago. Senior Fufu's own Tiger 7 forms comes from Grim Tiger's martial arts techniques, combined with Yunquei Summit's techniques.
So she's from over a decade ago. The timelines jumped way back. Sounds like she's the wielder of the second blade.
I should have paid attention to Senior Fufu when she told me about her legendary stories. Why was I zoning out at Senior Fufu's soft, fluffy tail? I have no idea how the story will unfold now. Anyway, let's catch up to her and see what happens next.
Master Grim Tiger.
That look on your face. You're totally thinking what I'm thinking, right? With a name like that, that master's gotta be pretty fierce and intimidating.
But with Senior Fufu's adorable face, it's impossible to take her seriously.
You can't even take down something this weak with all your fancy kung fu. Now move! I'll show you how it's done!
Instead, I can't keep fighting. Even if we make it past
This thing will never clear the deeper trials!
Enough talking! Focus on the fight!
Frost weapons!
Without a trace.
There's no way we can defeat it. Let's just give up.
If you came all the way here just to whine, you might as well crawl back home and hide under your blanket. Get up. We're not done yet.
No! That ethereal from earlier already broke one of my arms. I really can't keep fighting anymore. Look, the others are in bad shape too. It's not just me.
That's what happens when you skip your training. Right now is when we decide the fate of our clan. Or do you plan to let those short-sighted fools run everything?
But maybe they're right. If this is all the strength we'll ever get as Tiger Thyrans, maybe taking that power isn't so bad after all. Unless we can stay away from the Hollows.
Coward! Backing down at a time like this? Look me in the eye and say that again!
Stop right there. I don't know what's going on, but you two need to calm down.
You're the ones who were wandering around here earlier. Didn't I tell you not to get in my way? I already showed you the path out. Why are you still tailing me?
We're just a little worried about you. Would you mind telling us about what happened? Maybe we can help.
This is an internal matter among our clan. It has nothing to do with you. Stop asking.
The Tiger Bane Bell. It's all because of the Tiger Bane Bell.
Hey! Keep your mouth shut!
The Tiger Bane Bell? I've heard of that name from a Tiger Thyran I know. It's a forbidden artifact, one that gains power by devouring its own kin. Is that right?
So some big mouth just couldn't keep a secret? Even that information got out?
The bell was made long ago by one of our ancestors. They were inspired by the Void Hunter's weapons and wanted to create something that could give our clan a power that could rival theirs. But for some reason, the finished bell carried a flaw none of the Void Hunter's weapons had. It could only be activated if we sacrificed one of our own. From the moment it was created, it's been sealed away. But hollow disasters in Eridu have been getting worse lately. For us Tiger Thyrans who go in and out of the hollows all the time, it's a terrible sign. Some elders say the next calamity is near. Although our numbers are growing, we still don't have enough power to fight against what's to come. So they are considering reactivating the Tiger Bane Bell.
That's so unreasonable. No one should have to die just so that someone else can get stronger. A person should never be the price for power.
Seems you've got more conscience than most of my short-sighted kin. The ones who oppose the reactivation of the bell made a deal with the ones who want to use it. If we can prove the Tiger Thyrans can get stronger without the bell, they'll drop the whole idea. That's why we're taking on these trials.
But you keep fighting alone. You even threw your best sword into the deepest part of the training grounds. How are we supposed to beat that final ethereal without it?
We have to shut those supporters up for good. If I used my sword or relied on anyone else, they'd find excuses to drag this out even longer.
But think about it. You're the strongest of us all, and even you failed 6 times. This is your 7th try. Just look at all of your injuries. Is it possible that we just don't have what it takes to protect ourselves without the help of something powerful like the bell?
If you've come to think that as well, just take the intruders and leave. I can handle the fight on my own.
Junior, did you hear Grim Tiger left her best sword in the deepest parts of this place? Maybe that's the sword we're looking for. Let's try to catch up to her.
I must become stronger.
Wait, I get that you're desperate, but pushing yourself like this, it's too much. Mind and body as one, without a trace. Could you just stop and talk to us for a minute? Maybe we can help you.
No time for that. Besides, I've got to prove I can handle this on my own. I don't need anyone's help.
The line is gone. Cross scorpions! Blazing arc! The sword follows my will and wins power in the heavens! Judgment! Split the heavens! Yep! Radiant cloud! Let this sword array send you away!
Winning pieces are in place.
I see edge.
Just like that, she's gone. Let's follow her.
Wait, can we stop here for a moment? When Grim Tiger was fighting just now, I noticed her looking into the distance from time to time. It seems like she was keeping an eye on the weather and landscape. If what Shifu said is true, the weather here is a direct reflection of the Swordmaster's mood. Could there also be a storm in the heart of Grim Tiger?
She said if she couldn't gain her kin's recognition, then the Tigerbane Bell might be used again. That's enough to make anyone's mood as grim as the storm.
No. What I'm sensing isn't just a grim mood. It's more of a darkness that is about to blur everyone's vision, causing her not to be able to see the goal ahead, where her companions are, and what's at the end of that road. I think she may have created this reign for herself, through her desire for power. And in this reign, She no longer needs to think about these things. It doesn't matter if she gets lost, as long as she keeps fighting.
But that would never be the right choice. Countless people have lost their minds, consumed by the thirst for power.
If the body wielding the sword isn't strong enough, protecting companions and eradicating evil is only a pipe dream. I feel the same way when facing overwhelming enemies. I must do everything I can to become stronger. Otherwise, I won't be able to protect you, or everyone else.
Shunguang, you don't have to carry these burdens all by yourself.
I understand. Junior, thanks to you, I don't have such self-righteous thoughts anymore. If the reason you wield your blade is to protect others, then the moment you turn your back on your companions is when you lose the right to be a sword master. I hope that, as a fellow sword master, Grim Tiger can also realize this. There are always companions watching and waiting for her in the direction of her blade. We can't let her stray further and lose sight of what really matters. Her heart. That's why we have to catch up with her as soon as possible. So many ethereals here. Are they all from Grim Tiger?
That voice. It's... You two, this way! Please, hurry!
Through the void!
Yeah!